In the dim glow of the hospital room, Alexander Voss crumpled to the floor like a discarded puppet, his tailored suit wrinkling against the cold linoleum. The beeps of machines mocked his empire of steel and glass, where he commanded boardrooms with unyielding precision. But here, staring at his 12-year-old daughter Lily's lifeless legs beneath the thin blanket, the weight of his failure crushed him. It had been his fault, the late night drive home from her ballet recital, his phone buzzing with urgent emails, a split-second distraction that sent their car spinning into a guardrail. "Daddy, why can't I feel my toes?" Lily had whispered that first night, her voice a fragile thread. Now, months later, as doctors confirmed the paralysis was permanent, Alexander's world fractured. Tears streamed down his face, hot and unrelenting, as he clutched her small hand. How could I build fortunes and lose everything that mattered? The man who never cried, who buried his wife's death from cancer 5 years ago under endless work, finally shattered. In that moment, the invincible CEO was just a father, drowning in guilt, wondering if his heart could ever mend. Alexander Voss paced the expansive living room of his penthouse, the city skyline mocking him through floor-to-ceiling windows. It had been 6 months since the accident, and Lily's wheelchair sat like an unwelcome intruder in the corner, its chrome frame gleaming under the chandelier. "This isn't permanent," he muttered to himself, slamming his fist on the mahogany desk. Denial wrapped around him like a suffocating fog. He had flown in specialists from Europe, poured millions into experimental therapies, even commissioned a custom exoskeleton that promised miracles. "Money fixes everything," he told his reflection in the mirror each morning, ignoring the hollow eyes staring back. But deep down the pain gnawed at him, a relentless tide eroding his soul. Lily, once a whirlwind of pirouettes and laughter, now spent her days staring out the window, her ballet slippers gathering dust on the shelf. "Dad, can we go to the park?" she'd ask, her voice laced with hope that pierced him like shards of glass. He'd nod, forcing a smile, but inside the guilt screamed, "If only I hadn't checked that email. If only I'd been present." His nights were haunted by dreams of the crash, the screech of tires, Lily's scream echoing in his ears. He'd wake up sweating, reaching for the bottle of scotch hidden in his drawer, numbing the ache that no boardroom victory could touch. One afternoon, desperate for any spark in Lily's eyes, Alexander hired a home tutor for art and music, but nothing ignited her. Then, on a whim, he scrolled through local community programs online, his fingers trembling. That's when he stumbled upon a video. A black woman named Ilara Thompson, a dance teacher at a modest inner-city studio, leading a class of children through adaptive movements. Her energy was electric, her voice a soothing melody that commanded attention. "Dance isn't about legs, it's about the soul's rhythm," she said in the clip, her braids swaying as she demonstrated chair-based choreography. Something stirred in Alexander, a flicker of possibility amid his denial. He arranged a private session, more out of obligation than belief. Ilara arrived at the penthouse with a warm smile and a bag of props, her presence filling the sterile space with an unfamiliar vibrancy. "Mr. Voss, I'm here for Lily, but healing starts with the heart," she said, her eyes kind yet piercing. Lily wheeled in hesitantly, her face guarded. Ilara didn't pity. She engaged. "Feel the beat in your chest, girl. Let it move you." As soft music played, Ilara guided Lily's arms in fluid waves, mimicking ocean tides. For the first time since the accident, Lily giggled, a sound that cracked Alexander's armored heart. But denial persisted. After the session, he cornered Ilara in the hallway. "This is temporary. We'll get her walking again." Ilara paused, her gaze steady. "Sometimes acceptance is the first step, not surrender." Her words lingered, but he brushed them off, diving back into work calls, burying the pain under emails and mergers. Yet that night, as he watched Lily practice the arm movements alone, A tear escaped. The pain surged waves of regret for the years he'd prioritized ambition over family, for the wife he'd lost without truly grieving. Asterisk, why did it take this to see? Asterisk, internal whispers haunted him. Asterisk, you're a failure as a father. Unworthy. Asterisk, small victories crept in, though Lily's tentative smile during Ilara's next visit, the way she hummed the music afterward. But the ache deepened, forcing him to confront fragments of his broken self. Ilara became a quiet mentor, sharing stories over tea after sessions. I lost my brother to a street accident when I was young, she confided one day, denied it for years, pushed everyone away, but pain, it's a teacher if you listen. Her wisdom sparked reluctant reflections in Alexander. He began journaling late at night, pouring out the betrayal he felt from life itself. The loss of his wife, the failure to protect Lily. Struggles mounted. A heated argument with Lily when she snapped, "Stop trying to fix me like one of your deals." The words stung, amplifying his isolation. Yet, in quiet moments, he'd sit with her, holding her hand, sharing memories of her mother's dances. These interactions, raw and real, chipped at his denial. The pain was excruciating, a storm raging within, but amidst it, seeds of healing took root, subtle, like Lily's growing confidence in her upper body rhythms. Alexander felt the first cracks in his facade, wondering if vulnerability could be strength. As weeks turned to months, Alexander found himself lingering in the doorway during Ilara's sessions with Lily. Reflection crept in uninvited, like sunlight piercing storm clouds. He watched as Ilara taught Lily to dance. From her chair, arms swirling, torso swaying to soulful beats that filled the room with life. Lily's eyes, once dimmed by resignation, now sparkled with purpose. "See, Dad, I can still fly," she said one day, her voice steady. Alexander nodded, but inside, a whirlwind stirred. Asterisk, how has she adapted while I'm still chained to the past? Asterisk, the pain from Chapter 1 lingered, but now it evolved into introspection, forcing him to unearth buried traumas. He began walking the city streets alone, away from the penthouse's opulence, seeking solace in anonymity. One evening, he wandered into Ilara's community studio unannounced. The space hummed with diversity, children from all walks laughing, moving despite scars visible and invisible. Ilara spotted him and invited him to join a group reflection circle. "Share if you want, Mr. Voss. No judgments here." Hesitant, he spoke of the accident, the guilt that consumed him. A stranger, an elderly man with a limp, nodded. "I lost my legs in war, son. Reflection showed me, life's not about what you lose, but what you build from the ruins." The warmth of shared stories enveloped him, sparking realizations. Asterisk, I've been running from pain, but it's part of me. Asterisk, internal dialogues intensified. Asterisk, betrayal by my own ambition, that's what wounded me deepest. Asterisk, memories flooded. His wife's final days, begging him to slow down. The board meetings he'd chosen over family dinners. Small victories emerged. Alexander canceled a major deal to attend Lily's first chair dance, a recital at the studio. As she performed, tears blurred his vision, not from sorrow but pride. Ilara pulled him aside afterward. "You're growing, you know. Healing isn't linear. It's those quiet moments of choice." Her mentorship deepened their bond. She shared her own journey, overcoming racial barriers in dance, finding strength in community. "Black women like me, we've danced through storms. It's about reclaiming your rhythm." Struggles persisted, a relapse into denial when a therapy trial failed, leading to a breakdown where he lashed out at Ilara. "This is pointless," but she stood firm, her voice a gentle anchor. "Pain demands to be felt, Alexander. Reflect on it, don't fight." That night, he sat with Lily, confessing his fears. "I failed you, sweetheart." She hugged him. "No, Dad, you're here now." The child's wisdom humbled him, catalyzing growth. He volunteered at the studio, teaching business skills to young dancers, finding renewal in giving back. Internal healing bloomed. Meditation sessions Ilara recommended quieted his mind, replacing self-loathing with compassion. As spring arrived, Alexander organized a community event where Lily led a dance workshop. Watching her inspire others, he felt emotional peace settle like a long, weighted calm. The transformative journey culminated in a quiet evening on the rooftop, stargazing with Lily and Ilara. "You've both taught me," he said, voice thick. "Healing comes from connection, not control." Ilara smiled. "And self-acceptance, that's the ultimate dance." In that moment, Alexander embraced his scars, renewed by love's quiet power. The CEO, who once chased empires, now cherished the simple rhythm of hearts mending together. Moral of the story: healing demands courage to face our deepest wounds, but through vulnerability, connection, and self-compassion, we discover an inner strength that transforms pain into profound growth and peace.